Okay, this is project video for Pennant flag card, and have to give proper acknowledgement. This is a card that's been cased from a design that one of our artisan design team members at Stampin' Up! Presented. Tammy Wilson did this card, and so I'm not going to make her exact card, but we're going to come pretty darn close to it. So you're going to need from your supply kit one of the large card bases. Okay. You're going to need from either your designer series paper or the Memory and More card pack, one wood panel. I'm using this particular piece of paper, designer paper, that has the little pink flowers on it. I'm using the wood panel background from that one, but you can choose any wood panel you want. And then we also need 5 little strips of designer paper and different patterns. So I picked the purple one, the green one, again this one that has the little green flowers on it. You have one of each side of the paper in your kit, but you choose what you like. The bumblebee one, the blue one. As long as you got 5 different ones, we're going to make 5 little pennants out of these, and we're only going to use a piece of each. Okay. You will need about, I don't know, what did I do? 6 inches? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 inches of the blue denim ribbon. And you're going to find in your packet somewhere a piece of white baker's twine. Okay. That's the supplies you're going to need. So first we're going to do a little bit of cutting, and I'm going to take these 5 pieces of designer series paper. I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer, and I'm just going to trim off 3/4 of an inch off of one end of each of these, like that. Okay, and I'm actually going to double up the other ones. You can run 4 sheets of designer paper through the trimmer at one time, but I find it's awfully hard on the blades that way, so I'm happy to do two at a time. Okay, and then that's that. Then we're going to take and cut these all down to 3/4 of an inch by 2 inches. So you're actually going to get enough out of this to do 2 of these cards if you like. It's a fun card, and you have extra card bases in your kit. I think we used all but 4 or 5 of them in the projects that we're presenting to you in our videos, so you should have 4 or 5 of these card bases left over that you can make into extra projects. So there's a complete set to set aside, and you can make another one of these cards. Okay, so we're done with our trimming. We've got our 5 little pieces that are 3/4 of an inch by 2 inch. And the next step is we're going to take each one of these and we're going to flag the ends. And you decide whether you want them to be like really deep flags or just the sort of little chevron-y ones like that. You can do them all different, or you can do them, you'd even do some pointed if you want. I'm going to do mine all pretty similar. If I can keep my eyes on straight. That green one is as crooked as can be. Oh my word. What did I do? I gotta fix that. There. That's a little better. Okay, and this purple one, freesia colored one. The color palette in this paper is so nice. It's springy, it's wintry, it's got lots of different colors in it. And I didn't just happen to get a bumblebee on the bumblebee paper the way I cut it. I'd hoped maybe I'd get one, but that's okay. Maybe on the other end I got a bumblebee. All right. And this last one, oh, I didn't realize that one was directional. I'm gonna have to recut that one. I've got my flowers going the wrong way. Where is that one? Here we go. Bring our paper cutter back in. I don't want the flowers going sideways. That's okay. There's lots of paper here. And we'll cut 2-inch piece, and then for my other card later on I have more than enough for 2. So put that all aside. And now I've got a piece I can make make something else out of. All right. So here we go. Okay. So we've got our 5 little pieces of paper. Just looking off to the side here to see how she laid them out on hers. It probably doesn't matter, but heck, well, if we're going to duplicate this card, we may as well duplicate it in exactly the same way. There we go. Now, you will need some kind of a poking tool and something to poke into. And so we have these lovely stamp and pierce mats. I have never once pierced anything into my mat, but there's a first time for everything. And what we're going to do is we're going to poke 2 little holes in the top corners, just, I don't know, about 1/8 of an inch down and 1/8 of an inch in. And I say little holes, you do want to go all the way through. We are going to be threading this piece of baker's twine through these holes to make these little pennants that are hanging on like a clothesline. There we go. I suppose I could have pushed that right down through my mat. I don't get this whole piercing mat thing. I don't want to wreck my mat. Oh no, I guess it doesn't put too bad of a hole in the mat. Alright, that's what we'll do. Okay, good. Do this one. So we're making our holes. Not sure how we're going to get the twine through here. I'm thinking I have a trick. Okay. I think I take my piece of twine. I'm going to get sticky doing this, but oh well. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on my fingers. Like that. And I'm going to do the end of my piece of twine with glue. Now, which way is this wound? There we go. I'm just twisting it the same way that it was twisted up to try to keep it tight on the end. All right, and put it over the edge of a block so I don't glue it to the table here, and let it dry. Okay, so get glue off my fingers. We're going to do a little bit more prep here. You're going to take this piece, oh, I've got glue everywhere. We're going to take this piece of the denim ribbon and we're going to cut it lengthwise up the middle. Okay, we're going to fray and pull apart our ribbon. So just go up the middle. Like this. There we go. So this is for your second card for later on. Now, I'm looking to get a couple of long threads out of my ribbon. Here we go. Here we go. Just a couple of them. Going to get all kinds of little bits too, but I want 2 or 3 of those long ones. The rest of this is all going to be garbage. And I want this frayed piece. Okay, we're going to put that all together and we're going to tie a little bow out of it. Okay. I've got all these little frayed bits, so it's like this is a frayed knot. If you've ever heard the joke about the string that walked into a bar and the bartender said, "Get out of here, we don't serve strings." So the string went back outside and he ruffled himself all up and frayed his ends. And he walked back in. Bartender said, "Ain't you that string that was just in here?" And he says, "No, I'm afraid not." So this, in case anybody asks you, is a frayed knot. And that's pretty much exactly what Tammy Wilson has on her card. Okay, or pretty darn close to it. Get rid of all this extra stuff and more glue that I've got everywhere here. All right. Now, we are going to see if this is dry. Yep, almost. Okay, so we should be able to thread this down through, or poke it through with the poker. I don't know, maybe I can do that. Can I poke it through with the poker? I might have to go the old-fashioned route here and get out a needle and thread. This might be one of those crafts that was good in theory. There we go, down through. Oh, it's not dry, that's why. The glue is still wet. But let's see, maybe if I make the hole a little bigger. And then we go back up through the other one. This is just going to allow these to stay straight when we put them on the card. There we go, up through that one. All right, so there, I've got my first one strung. And I'm just going to leave a little bit of twine on the end, and then I do the same thing. We go down through on the next one, and up through on the back. There, this is working good now. Just taking the part that I glued and poking it through the hole. And then I can grab it on the other side and pull it up through. Down through the hole. Okay. So we're gonna make a little clothesline of pennant flags, and they're all gonna be, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch apart as we go. Ends coming unraveled here. Okay. Trim this down a little. There we go. Down through the hole. Trying to be careful here because I don't want to poke this thing into my finger. Did that once before. Bled all over my project. There we go. Down through. Coming on twisted. Up through the other side. Now, if you can come up with an easier way to do this, I think a thread needle would probably have been the simplest way to do this. If you're going to make production numbers of these, that's absolutely what you would want to do. Or you could just fold them over the string and glue them on. But this has the best look to it. I really liked Tammy's design for this because it looks like pennant flags that you would put out for a party, hanging on a clothesline. But we are not in a rush. Alright, telemarketers calling. They can call back another day when I'm not here. I already won a cruise. I've already renewed the warranty on my car. Don't need a MasterCard. Well, the funniest one was when they called and they said that I was doing selling illegal things online, and they were sending the sheriff after me. I said to the guy, I said, I know you're at a call center and I know this is how you make money, but don't you feel bad about calling people? He said, yeah, but it's my job. I guess. Not a job I'd want to have. Okay, we're coming down to the last one here. Just going to make the holes a little bigger on this one. That seems to help them go in a little easier. I hope you're able to keep up with me. If not, just pause the video. And when you get caught up, continue on. And here we go, up through the last hole. Go on. In the hole. There we go. Okay. And I'm not going to worry about the spacing on them at the moment. So I've got them all strung. We're done with that. We don't need scissors anymore. Just going to set that over there. Bring in my card base. And we're going to fold and give that a good crease with the bone folder. Then we're going to take this wood grain panel one. And I hate to glue down this pretty flowered print, but these wood grain prints on the back side of this paper are just as beautiful too. And really nice for that sort of country chic look. And so this is going to go on here with just a little bit of that blue stripe showing around. Like that. Oh, shoot. Was supposed to glue the... Got ahead of myself. I just got to peel it back off here just at the top quickly before the glue sets. That's where the clothesline goes. Right. Stay. I'm going to put my bone folder under it. Okay. Clothesline has to get wrapped around that. So the easiest way to secure that is with a couple of glue dots or something on the back that you can stick the string to. So I am just going to go about 3/4 of an inch down on either side and stick a glue dot on. There's probably enough glue on the back actually to have held it, but I just don't want the string to come out, the twine. Put those on. And then I will start at one end and just tuck my twine behind and stick it on the glue dot, and then I can stick that end of my card down. Yep, okay. Slide these over a little bit. And then it's just a matter of how much you want to drape your line, so don't make it too tight. And we're going to stick a dimensional or something underneath one of the flags or another glue dot to make it stay in place. Just going to put a little bit of glue behind there again. And then we'll stick everything down. Okay. I still have glue on my fingers. All right. So that's that. Then we can sort of spread these out. So if this one's hanging in the middle, then these ones can come. Yeah, you're going to have about 1/4 of an inch in between each one. So just slide them along like that. Okay. And then I think just to add some dimension to it, I'm going to flip them over and put some dimensionals behind them. Now I don't know if that's what Tammy did with hers or not, but this will help to affix them in place and make them look like they're floating a little bit. So I'm going to put 2 dimensionals on the back of each flag, like this. And before I peel and stick anything, I'm just going over my flags and making sure that any corners that I bent while I was poking the twine down through the holes that they're nice and straight, and I haven't bent any of the little pointy bits. Okay, and then we'll flip them all back over, and I'm going to start in the middle. And do that one so that it's straight down. I'm not pulling on the twine. There we go. And just give a nice curvature to the other ones. So maybe I'll do this outside one here next. Where I want it to go, like there. And then this one in between those two. Like that. There we go. Coming together now. Get the same angle on this one as I did the other. All right. That. Okay. Then we've got our, oh, I just put those away and I need them. Our little twine, or frayed knot. And that's going to go up here in this corner. Yeah, she kind of attached it right like on this pennant. So I'm just going to push it right on there like that. There we go. Okay, get rid of all this trash here. And then we need some of our dots, and you have a bag that's full of all kinds of greenery and stuff, and I'm just going to look for a green piece here that might be suitable. Green, or maybe the pale papaya. No, I think I'm going to do green. And she did underneath of her sentiment strip, so we're going to put a little sentiment strip on here in a moment. She did a couple of pieces of stuff poking out from behind the greenery. So I think I will use that piece and this piece. I'm going to layer them, and I'm going to just cut the excess off of this cinnamon cider piece, and then I've got a little bundle of green and cinnamon cider that will just go down here. See if I can get this all back in the package. Not going to happen. Get in. You have tons and tons and tons of pieces to decorate your cards with. We have a lot of fun putting this together. There's lots of different shapes and sizes. These are all from the Bumblebee, coordinating Bumblebee dies, and from the Meadow Harvest set. Okay, so we did not include in your package any sentiment tags in particular because you have stickers. I'm just going to find my stickers. moved my stickers. Here we are. You have some stickers in your kit that you can stamp on to make sentiment tags, or you can use any of these other ones that are already here. And I think I'm going to use one of these thankful for you ones. Now, they're already sticky on the back. You could just stick it down, but I think I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of it. So if I can get it to not stick to me. There, stay there. Put a couple dimensionals on it just to lift it up. If you're concerned that you're going to mail it and put it in an envelope and it might get squished and that might really make it stick, just take, if you have an embossing buddy, or even take a wet thingy, or just take the sticker and rub it all over your clothes to get the sticky off of it. Then it'll just stick with the dimensionals and you'll be fine. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put that right there with those things poking up out of the back of it. So I'm just going to anchor them in place with a glue dot. I'm going to put a couple of glue dots right there and leave the other ends of them free. And they're just going to go right, oops, up there, you two. Right there like that. And then when I peel my dimensionals off, I'll try and land a dimensional right on top, and that will anchor those pieces on. Okay, then we just need a couple of dots, and I'm going to use the gray ones. Whoops. Put a big one down here, and a little one up here, and another little one over here. There we go. Clear all the superfluous stuff out of the way so we can have a look at our pretty card. There we are. I think that's beautiful. It's quite impressive. Pennants hanging on the line. And I really like this this frayed knot. That's my phrase. It's a frayed knot. It's not a bow, it's a frayed knot. And again, Tammy Wilson of our artisan design team. This is based on her card. It's pretty close, not exactly the same, but almost. So you should have enough in your package to make a few more of those if you like, or to do something entirely different. I would be curious to see if you could come up with one that you do in a portrait angle. So at the bottom of the page, where you're in this project post, you're going to see a Facebook button, and we invite you, once you've completed your card, to go over to that Facebook post for this project and post a picture of your completed card and what you might have done a little bit different with your design. We love to see what people create when they attend our crafting events, and we love for you to share your inspiration. So make sure you do that, and happy crafting.